Good morning, children. Today's my lecture on English grammar, topic verb auxiliary and modals. So first I recapitulate you about verbs. Here is Virat is playing cricket. Virat is a cricketer. Now here are two sentences, and in first sentence is helping verb और दूसरा वाला जो सेंटेंस है उसमें इज जो है वो मेन वर्ब है, हेल्पिंग वर्ब नहीं है और मेन वर्ब है. सो वी स्टार्ट विद द डेफिनेशन. क्रिया वह शब्द है जो किसी वाक्य के कर्ता, सब्जेक्ट के कार्य, एक्शन अथवा स्थिति अवस्था मीन्स स्टेट सिचुएशन के बारे में जानकारी देता है. अ वर्ब इज अ वर्ड विच शोज एन एक्शन और अ स्टेट or situation of the subject in a sentence. Example, I teach English. So in this sentence, teach is a verb, and why teach is verb? Because it's showing action, means I am doing some action, that is I am teach English. I teach English. Second example, Virat plays cricket. Now plays here again verb. So what is the action of Virat? Virat action is that he plays cricket. Now we will see auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is सहायक क्रिया, और मॉडल्स जो होता है उसको हम रूप विषयक कहते हैं. First of all, we will see the definition of auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs are helping verbs. They help other verbs to form tenses, voice and moods. So this definition is clear that auxiliary verbs are helping verbs, and what they do, they help other verbs to form tenses, voice and moods. Now what are the verbs? Be, have, do, will, shall, may, might, ought, must, etc. Now let's see example. She has gone to school. Now in this you can see has is auxiliary verb and gone is verb. Auxiliary verb in this sentence is has and is placed in front of verb. Auxiliary verbs are sometimes used as main verbs. See the example. Jack is smart. He did it. She has a car. In this example, auxiliary verb are not helping any other verb. They give meaning to the sentences. Now we will see modal auxiliaries or modals. Modals are verbs that are used before ordinary verbs to express different meanings. Now what are modals? Modals are verbs that are used before ordinary verbs to express different meaning, such as permission, possibility, ability, necessity, certainty, obligation, etc. So these all are come under auxiliary, modal auxiliary or modal verbs. Example of modal auxiliary are will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could, must, need, etc. Now these are the modal auxiliary and these are the modals. In modals what we got? Permission, possibility, ability, necessity, certainty and obligation and etc. In modal auxiliary always remember which words we use: will, would, shall, should, may, might, can, could, must, need, etc. Now look at the example. We will come for the show. Now here what? Will is showing the modal auxiliary and come is verb. So modal will appears before the ordinary verb. Modal always appear before what? Ordinary verb. Come, it is used to express certainty, and in this sentence what you will find? This is the sentence of showing what? Certainty, that we will come for the show. तो हम show के लिए आएंगे means certainty. Now next example is we might come for the show. Now here is what we might. In previous sentence what we have learned, we will come for the show, and here what is written, we might come for the show, that it is showing the possibility. The modal might appears ordinary verb come, so it is showing possibility. What you have to remember now in this, modals do not change according to the number and person of the subject. Always remember this point, that modals do not change according to the number and person of the subject. Now let us learn about the uses of the modal auxiliary. Now we will learn about the uses of modal auxiliary. Shall and will. Now where we use shall and will, the modals shall and will are often used to express the pure future. As you already know about shall and will, where we use shall and will always use for the future tense. Example, I shall be famous. Now here you can see that I shall be famous, shall is the showing the indicating for future. He will succeed, again will is there, so it is again indicating for the future, so he will succeed. Now remember, what do you have to remember in this? Should and would are used as the past tense of shall and will. As we learned in previous example, the shall and will, as I told you, they are for the future tense. And what will be the past tense of shall and would? Will, should and would are used as the past tense of shall and will. Shall and should are used to express a command, duty and obligation. In your previous class also I taught you about shall and should are used to express a command, duty and obligation. Now obligation, already you know what is the meaning of obligation. Obligation is the condition of being morally or legally bound to do something. Example, you shall report at noon. Now what you have to do? You shall report at noon. So here what? Shall is what? Shall report at noon. So shall is showing the about the future. Now what is the past tense of shall? We should address the meeting. Now past tense of shall is should. Will is used to express volition. I will take you there means I am willing to take you there. Let us see how the modals must and ought are used. Now we will see how must and ought are used. Must is used to express necessity, obligation. मस्ट कब यूज़ होता है? मस्ट जब यूज़ होता है जब हमको कोई चीज़ को एक्सप्रेस करना होता है नेसेसिटी या ऑब्लिगेशन में. वी मस्ट लिसन टू हिम, हमको क्या है? वी मस्ट लिसन टू हिम, हमको उनकी सुनना चाहिए, मीन्स मस्ट. ऑट, नाउ as I told you, must is used to express necessity. Here is must is using for necessity. Ought, on the other hand, is used to express a moral obligation. Now ought is used for the moral obligation and must is used for showing or expressing necessity. Example, we ought to love our brother and sister. Means we ought to love. Here is what? Moral obligation is there. Ought to love our brothers and sisters. So students, I hope you understand this chapter about auxiliary verb and modal verbs. In the next video, I will bring new chapter for you. Thank you. Bye.